literally everything under the sun would get in the damn way. And then I shot him a message saying, hey, like, we're still going to do it today, but I just want to let you know a community literally imploded on me and I'm picking up the pieces because every single time I would get free time to set that damn thing up, something would happen. And I knew something was going to happen this week to make me push it off. And I went, no, fuck it. I will just cut out FNF round 3 to set up the damn thing because I am sick of pushing this damn thing off.
Wait,
no one will believe me, but literally, every freaking time something crazy would happen that would require hours of my attention. So Yasuhiro, I'm sorry. Better late than never for me. Please forgive me, but good fucking God. Not even kidding.
Wait, hold on. You have the same headset I do, right?
I think?
Yeah, the same sportscaster headset.
I think.
The XT500 or whatever.
I think.
How are you using it if not for that physical interface? Because it's XLR. It's not 3.5.
Well, I have an Evo 4 that is plugged into.
Oh, so it's like a preamp or something that you have it plugged into?
Yes. And
Okay.
then that is then plugged into my computer.
Right. Yeah. Do you have the Go XLR full size or just the mini?
I think it's the full. I'd have to look into it again.
The full size has a lot of options for creativity built on board. And personally, I wish I had bought the full size. So, yeah, play around with it because you can do some fun stuff. I mean, I have this stuff set to my Stream Deck so I can do the echo voice or megaphone voice and stuff like that. And but that's through my Stream Deck. You should be able to do that just from your hardware interface, which should make it pretty nice.
Yeah, we'll see. I will play around with it over the weekend, but you know, one of my mods checked to see if Bloodwind's in chat right now. I just want to make sure that she isn't, because she'd be up in, she'd be sleeping by now, or at least up in the bedroom. But I just want to make sure she isn't watching, because this weekend I've got some really cool stuff planned for her. So I just want to make sure she isn't lurking. But otherwise, while we check on that, let's go ahead and look at the AO. And is it just me, or is it super laggy for you on the server right now?
It is also very super laggy for me as well. I'm down to about 20, 25 frames.
So I'd imagine it's because there is a script looping, but I don't know what would be causing that. They've done Winter Chernarus before. It hasn't been this hard, so I actually don't know what's causing that.
The only thing I can think of was maybe the snow, but that shouldn't be a script or anything. That should just be the rain. Like, I have my view distance down super low as well.
The only thing I can think of is they have something on a loop right now, and it is just screwing with the server.
Could it be a snowstorm script that's running on every single person?
I try to carry what way it's
client
fine.
side?
She isn't? All right. I don't think so, because again, I've utilized the weather on Winter Chernarus before. I've utilized lightning storms on Winter Chernarus. It's not the weather. I think it's just something in the mission file that's just being really weird.
ITED
audited missions. Ay. All right, let me go over the mission info. So briefing is enjoy the snow while it lasts. No obstructing the objective entrances. Cool. Game mode is terminal count. So it's called uplink. There's 3 terminals that are being defended. Usually it's 2 or 3. Once in blue and it's 1. But the 3 terminals are labeled on the map, so both sides know exactly where the terminals are, at least on their X and Y coordinate, not necessarily the Z coordinate. So if it's on like a rooftop of a building, they won't know until they actually start looking around for it. But regardless, BLUFOR has to go up to the terminal and interact with the terminal. That starts a 60 to 90 second countdown. Actually, I think we looked at the mission variable. We can see how long the countdown timer is. The hack time is 90 seconds. All right, under game mode. So once the terminal is interacted with, the defending faction has up to 90 seconds to go up and interact with the terminal to stop the countdown. Now, this only pauses the countdown. It does not reset it. So if then the terminal gets touched again, they have whatever that remaining time was for the terminal to basically keep it guarded before it is completed. Once the terminal's countdown has stopped, a beeping will be heard, followed by I think it's a 12, 10, or 15-second timer, where the beeping will periodically get faster, and by the time the beeping is just a ringing, a GBU is spawned on top of the terminal, thus deleting the terminal and blowing up the area, which is quite nice. Yasuhiro is asking if you have any idea how expensive the full Go XLR is. Probably very.
I think it was like maybe $150, $200 more than the Mini. I think the Mini was about $250, and I think the full was like $300. No, that's not right. I forget how much the mini was. It's been too long since I actually purchased it, but the full size is like 100, 150 more.
But this is going to be a little bit of a frame around, so I apologize, guys, but it's something mission side because Barb's feeling it too.
Arma. Oh, I thought you were going to blame me. I was like,
no, I said,
what did I do?
Well, because sometimes it might be a matter of one of us might have something running in the background and it's really messy. But if we both see it, then, and Arcor's here too, he could also confirm. Then it's probably something weird.
I just got ran over.
But anyway, map settings. So BLUFOR have Mozes with 2 AT rounds per person. They also have an assistant with 2 rounds. So per squad, they've got 4 AT rounds, 2 on the gunner, 2 on the AT assistant. And then the map for Opfor, most of them are going to have RPG 32s with the 2 per person, except one is also going to, probably one squad. Usually it's in Charlie, sometimes it's in Delta. Will have the Igla. And the Igla has 1 round per person, so 1 for the gunner and then 1 for his assistant as well. And apparently it's $550 for that raid. Damn.
I see. Yep.
But otherwise, let's go ahead and break down the groups real quick. BLUFOR uniform, it's going to be U.S. Rangers. So your standard RHS USAF kits. They've got the Huey with the 2 side guns with 5 boxes of 2,000 round each for 1,000 rounds total, 3 quad bikes, a command Humvee, the Cycaps, the Sycaps, I don't even know what that stands for. One,
it's like a command or intel Humvee or something.
And it's got a nice interior too for like radio equipment in the command room. But they got the GPK M2 Humvee, which has that fortification around the gun turret as well as the rooftop canopy. They got the 1117 with the GMG replaced with the 7.62 coax instead of a grenade machine gun. They've got 1 regular transport Humvee. They've got 3 other transports with the benches on the back for more room. 4 transport trucks, and then an unarmed transport Humvee, I think also meant as an X-ray vehicle to transport around, or who knows. But their gunners, by the way, they have a mix. I was about to say choice, but it's just a standard mix of the Scar 7.62 as well as the Mark 18, usually for the 203 system. Glock 17 is the secondary, 249, 240 Bravo for the support weapons, M72 Law for the light anti-tank, and the sniper gets the choice of a lot of different weapons that are really just camoed from the same one, and the suppressed shooters get 7.62x51 NATO in the form of a Mark 14 or a SOCOM 16, which both take the same 20-round magazines, and then the crew can either take an MP7 SMG or another Mark 18. So,
I've really been appreciating the MP7 lately. Like that.
It is a nice gun.
Nice little package.
It's again just for short range only. Medium range it starts to struggle a little bit. You can still get some good pickoffs, but anything I want to say beyond 300 meters is not going to be too effective.
Yeah, 300 is touching. I would say 200.
200, 250 at most. Let's be honest.
Past that, you're really just really taking the chances with it.
For your standard EMR for Russians, so AK-74s, RPK, PKP, RPG-26, the Russian equivalent of the M72 Law. Sniper gets the 5000. Recon gunners get the choice of either an AKS-74 with 45-round magazines or an AS-Val for the 20-round 9x39, which is super deadly at close range, but this map, I would argue, you're probably going to have longer range engagements, so you might want to bring the AKS instead, and then the crew either get the PP-2000 submachine gun or an AKS-74 carbine.
Red 4 X-Ray are just dicking around, and they're running each other over with the quad bikes. It's really funny.
Of course they are. Yep, I can see that.
Yeah, Wise just got ran over too. So they're having fun.
Otherwise, quickly going the rest of their assets there. They're playing bumper cars with their quad bikes there. Let's see if any of them get Arma. Those are the 3 quad bikes that we see. They got a Cord stand-up static, 2 Cam-Ash transport jeeps, 2 armed gazes. The AGS is rescripted to not be there, so instead they have a shit ton of PKM ammo in there for the turrets. 4 transport gazes, and then the BMP-2, which is rescripted to only be able to fire the 14.5mm and the 7.62 coax, but the 7.62 has 500 round boxes, so that thing can suppress for quite a while.
Falcon is playing the bull. Okay, never mind. He got ran over.
Yes, he has been.
He was just playing Toro with one of the quad bikes, and was actually like dodging it like really effectively.
You caster cursed him. Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
just wish I could do that more reliably.
I know, right? So Pierce is going to be commanding for Opfor. He is a very good commander in his own rights. I think he won the last round he commanded in the EU branch. Ilbanek is going to be leading X-Ray with Wise, Fred, Saddam, Grav, and Falcon. Falcon looks like he is going to be the T-5000 sniper. Nope, he is going to be one of the suppressed shooters. And yeah, the quad bikes are still ramming each other. Good God. See, it sucks, though, because of the low frame rate, so it looks really choppy. Yeah,
it looks really choppy. There's been some really good ones, but I think the desync just would add more volatility with the quad bikes.
Anyway, Saddam's going to be the sniper, and Grav and Falcon are going to be the suppressed shooters, which they're choosing the 45-round magazines. Yeah, I saw that, too. QSX Bolt and Dribob are going to be under Alpha 2. That was a nice lightning strike. Cosmonaut being Bravo HQ lead with Thorn, Poe, and Brenham with them. Cool Breeze, Maz, 90% Wiki being under Bravi 2, Charlie 1 having Chaos, Mini B, Filthy, Captain, Arcane, Lucas, and D Barnes together. Delta HQ has Zoni, Artisan, Schnuffle, Space Cowboy, Carl, Geary, Rory, and Banks. And Gamma 1 is going to be the BMP 2 crew with Despo, Timek, and Saya. Going over to BLUFOR, we have Vagrant commanding, who has also been winning most of his matches tonight. So I'll be curious to see how these two, who have both collected Ws over the evening, square off, and who is going to be the winner based off of the two of them.
W's.
I know, right? Kabaya going to be
so white.
The team lead for X-Ray. Tiger being the 2IC. Ash looks like he's going to be the platoon medic. Lolo, he has his pistol out, so I'd assume he's going to be the marksman. And then Sam taking the SOCOM 16, and Green Shade also taking the SOCOM 16. Drip Style being the team lead for Alpha HQ with Waldo, Kevin, Whiplash, Tyler, Purton, Flying Fin, and Naf, so a little bit of Scandi Recon within that group. Doubt is going to be leading Bravo HQ with Rave Master, Bossman, and Sharp. Montgomery leading Charlie HQ. Charlie 1 has Nielsen, Carlson, Arab, and Sablon. Charlie 2 has Norris as a team lead position. Sprawlin, Garcia, Drake, and Eagle. Delta HQ has Patriot, Nurse, Give Me Your Milk, Kinky, Loki, and Dr. Dumba.
I mean, right now?
Oh, it's Dr. Dumbass. It's just cut off so it looks like Dr. Dumba on the roster. And yes, right now. Get on your knees. Muniz, Master Ethan, and G-Legs under Gamma 1. And Naders and Mountain are going to be flying the Huey. And it looks like Bayant is going to be with Chow and Dooley under Delta 2. Bayant is going to be commanding Chow and Dooley, who have taken 240 Bravos. Interesting. Yes. Yanni in my chat saying, Vagrant, question mark? Winning, question mark? What? And now I'm getting bonked for my comments. Anyway, 3 terminal sites. Terminal 3 is where they spawned at that little compound that Barb and I made jokes about, like every AO under the sun being over there. Terminal 2 is in this custom little castle ruin area, which is actually quite cool.
It is very cool. 2 perimeter walls.
That's Terminal 1,
terminal inside of a kind of almost reminds me of like the Chinese terracotta army kind of things a little bit, just with how the concrete and the stone sticking up from the ground.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Nice little spot. The terminal's out in the open, so not going to be really super easy to camp, but there will be a lot of angles watching over it, so maybe that'll be the way they do things as far as the defense, but it should be an interesting one to attack. And then, yeah, finally Terminal 2 up at Polana. Nice little town. Looks like Red 4 is deciding to ignore this one. And I understand it.
A spawned light source inside. You see that little glowing thing right in front of the terminal just to keep it illuminated? That's kind of funny, but that is a spawnable item you can put in Eden Editor, yep, for the supermarket.
Oh, yeah, it's like a flashlight, but it's just not. It's God.
Yeah, you're right. He did do that, Yanni. I completely forgot about that, but he did win a previous round too. So
it's in the corner. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Vinyl talking about the castle objective. It reminds me of like a paintball or airsoft field, with just like the kind of weirdly symmetrical but not quite symmetrical cover. But it would be wrong to call it asymmetrical.
Yeah, I get you. So even with my render distance low, it's still very choppy. So something's running in the background that's causing that.
I don't know why.
Go ahead, Arcor.
Saying I'm having performance issues too, so I don't know what's doing it.
We can yell at Greg Legs. Oh, well, no, we got 30 seconds left on the clock before BLUFOR starts moving out. But Liru, did you see the trailer for an underground terrain that was released today?
For Arma?
For Arma.
If it's the project, how do I put it? Sorry. Brain just got jumbled.
You have a lot of projects, I'm sure, that are secret that you know about. This was a project that's like meant to be like a game mode and a terrain released. It's completely 100% underground, like this kind of sci-fi future tech thing.
It's meant to be like, God, what's that game called? Metro inspired, right? Is it that one?
No, I think that's a different one. I could see like there was probably some Metro inspiration, but no, I think this was something else.
Sorry, I was taking a drink of water. I've heard of 2 different underground themed maps being made, but I haven't heard from either of them in over a year, so I'm just on the docket of whatever comes out whenever it decides to come out, but
I wish I could remember what the name was, but yeah, there's a big trailer that came out for it, and it looks
cool.
Really good. It was a really well-made trailer.
I don't know. I'm also under the assumption of if I want to do underground stuff, I'll take a week. I'll build something in VR, and then we'll, run it. But a dedicated map, I mean, that'll probably last us, what, 3-4 ops? Depends on how big it is, though. All right, so round has begun. BLUFOR sending a small team one way, but most of their infantry they're sending out of the map. All right, BLUFOR has withdrawn. Excellent. Oh, no, they have instead taken a left, and they're going to probably ride the map edges to arrive on the southern side of the terminals and attack from there. Not a bad call, but it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes of maneuvering time.
Try 1520.
Is it called SciTech?
Yes, SciTech, that was the one.
Gotcha.
SciTech Industries, I believe, was the full name. And yeah, it was, you know that one underground composition? That, like, the one you used for the Bohemia Interactive mission. Yeah, it reminded me a bit of that at some points, but it was very much more detailed and a lot more custom assets, like custom decals, custom props, that kind of thing.
I getcha. I mean, that map, the composition is really well detailed. It's just I had to remove a lot of that spare detail.
Oh, yeah.
Because, to make it perform well.
Yeah, because it's a composition and not map assets. You have to be very mindful of the extra stress you're putting on the map and the server. So, yeah, Red 4 kind of defending Terminal 1. Or like just doing Overwatch around it. I think these guys are meant to be a bit of a reactionary force if they hear shots or if the terminal starts to get hacked. But yeah, they're giving up Terminal 2, which I don't disagree with. And then focusing the defenses around Terminal 3 with a bunch of Overwatch going around it, as well as a lot of internal garrison to defend it from very close distances.
Mm-hmm. So we're not seeing Opfor sending anything out immediately, so they're not going to try for any interceptions early on. Vagrant is, again, only having a small portion of his force go up on the northern side. I'd imagine that's probably Recon. Yep, so that is X-Ray on their own. I don't get the fascination with sending Recon on their own routes and then having the main force go from a completely separate direction, because how is Recon supposed to do its job? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I've never really understood that concept. But BLUFOR's main force is doing a great job of just hugging the bottom of the map. Realizing that Opfor doesn't have a lot of manpower because, NA is just a lot less people these days. But by doing that, they're just coming from an angle that Opfor probably won't be watching, which will let them get right on top of the terminal sites. Revenant, thanks so much for the 22-month resub. Recon indeed. I hope you keep enjoying the operations.
Recon.
I hope we get a nice kick out of this scenario. Meanwhile, looking over at Opfor Recon's positioning, because I was so far out, looks like they're going towards... They're all on the northern side, but they're actually separating out quite a bit. Rav on his own with one of the suppressed guns, going up, I guess, to scout out this route to see if the main force is coming this way. Not a bad call. As long as he stays within radio range, but just having one guy kind of scout the route to see if the main force is coming up that way, I agree with what he is doing in that sense. Just got to make sure he doesn't go too far, otherwise he'd be considered lone wolfing, which I'm pretty sure is punishable. Parkour, can you clarify on that?
Yes.
Awesome. See, the one nice thing about having a staff member in while we do this is we can just ask him, hey, is this illegal? And he goes, yes. And we're like, yeah, okay, cool, thank you. All right, so BLUFOR, they're starting to get some dismounts around this area here. But it's still probably going to take them another 5 to 10 minutes to fully deploy and start moving in on the sectors. The real question is, which one do they go for first? I'd imagine they're probably going to go for Terminal 1 and then potentially either split their force for Terminal 2 and Terminal 3, or they're going to systematically go for one and then the other. The real trick, though, is when are they going to start figuring out where Opfor's main defensive lines are? Either way, BLUFOR starting to fully deploy their force here to the south. Let's give them a warm welcome, shall we? And Opfor does not have any eyes on this direction. BLUFOR could potentially walk right on top of Terminal 1, and the only notification Opfor is going to get when the hack gets initiated. So they're curious to see. Yep.
That's what I'm concerned about exactly, is that they're just kind of watching the northern approach. I think after time they might send someone out here and go, we haven't seen anything anywhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe they're coming from this way. But we'll see what happens.
Jesus, New Horizons.
Where are they gonna land that helicopter?
Yeah, BLUFOR does have the heli, and they do have Alpha HQ in it. A weird diversification to have, considering the small numbers of units, but based on its position, they'll probably land it south of Orvlets, or maybe down all the way in the quarry by the coast, but I don't agree with putting a squad in the helicopter. Like Recon, I'd understand because they always split off Recon to do their own thing, but Recon deployed in its own angle, so again, Vagrant kind of making some of the similar mistakes he made in EU3 where he got stomped, but I get the diversification, but still, like, there's just too few people here to be making that much of a breakup here. Yeah, UH-60 is literally going to land in the quarry because it's already flying low and slow. Unless he's going for an altitude pickup, he is. He might try a quick dust off in the town, which is super risky. But I guess he's thinking maybe because it's that lower number, they'll be around the other terminal sites themselves. They won't have any outskirts units for covering the town.
And they really only have one. There's a second guy running up now because I think he spotted the helicopter coming in, but it's just really Banks and Rory over here. Gary
he has the AT and needs to be called over.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be quick enough. We do see the small arms fire going to try and get that helicopter way off, and it does.
Without dropping anyone off, which is a smart call.
Trying to get out, it almost looks like. You see that?
Yep. So where is he going to deploy those troops then, you know? Like, I guess the factory position as a backup, or are they going to be put somewhere else?
Work, but, I mean, from factory to the nearest terminal is a solid almost 2 kilometers.
Yeah.
Probably 1.8 kilometers. Plus a hill that they got to climb. Like, it would just take forever for them to get up there. So I'd really hope that they would come closer.
At this point, he doesn't want to call the Huey back to redeploy where the main force is, because the audio of that Huey would then give it away. But we have a recon, BLUFOR X-ray coming through the tree line right here. Grav is watching this route. I'm going to be honest, it is just too framey for me to get too close, to be honest. But I will just watch from the map POV. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, down here, Grav just holding here and almost like a VC style kind of ambush. He's just has his gun barrel poking through the leaves or through the branches of this pine tree, and with the suppressed AK, he should be able to get a few shots off before they really can recognize where they're being shot from. I popped the seal too early. I'll be right back.
Okay, then. I did just hear a gunshot. I doubt that was X-Ray. Really, what we're going to see is BLUFOR is going to probably get their hands on Terminal 1 and 2. Terminal 3 is going to be the major fight. And then how BLUFOR pushes through Opfor's line is going to be the real questionable part. 117 is going to be great for supporting BLUFOR, but that BMP is also going to be really good at keeping BLUFOR locked down. Grav could still move up to Point Dubina where X-Ray is, but I don't think he has any reason to, so he's not going to do that.
I'm back.
Welcome back. But for the rest of this, I mean, you still have BLUFOR, like a full squad alpha in that Huey as well, so I think we're just going to see a rather slow game here. A little bit of skirmishing around Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, more specifically Terminal 1. Maybe some long-range shooting by the BMP to overwatch Terminal 2, but otherwise not that much.
Right now, if the 117 continues down this route, it might get spotted out by Barnes here, who's looking in that southeastern route past Dolina. So that might raise a bit of alarm and attract more Redford down here to the direct south of Terminal 3, which could still be in BLUFOR's favor if it still weakens their southwestern flank, but we'll have to see. But yeah, BLUFOR, they're going to need, they got pretty much all their forces here on the southwestern side. I think because of the helicopter landing getting aborted, that they're a bit more wary to push in on this western side. But they've really, I mean, they've got, obviously they don't know this, but they've got a clear 400 meters to the terminal.
Flying straight over it right now.
Yeah, that Huey, they're flying straight up to this ridgeline, and they're gonna land right on Hill 281 with Falcon right here. I think they spotted something and they
immediately waved off.
Yeah.
What are they trying? I think they're trying to just deploy it in a position that Opfor isn't, but Opfor's so spread around Terminal 3.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be able to do it because they were thinking maybe Opfor's pushed out and is holding Terminal 2 or Terminal 1 more, and I just heard the Igla fire. Oh no. Tail rotor is hit, so he's lost some anti-torque, but otherwise he is okay.
Looks like it's
no
still
deaths
going for me.
Yep, he's fine.
Yeah, I think he shrugged it off. I didn't even hear the impact, to be honest.
It hit,
Still looks good to me.
but it was just a partial. Lucky.
Very
With that many people here.
Exactly, because that's, yeah, +9, that's a full 10 people.
117 now going towards the south. I think it's going to try to find a decent LZ for that chopper to land somewhere. And now you've got the BMP shooting at X-Ray, crossing in the open field and throwing smoke. What is BLUFOR on?
That's Kabaya, Tiger, Ash, Lolo, Sam, Greenshade. Like, those are good players who I'm pretty sure I've
They
done
know
this
better.
kind of thing before. Yeah, I think they would know better. At least I thought they would.
I really hope they're just trying to make a distraction.
Yeah, but from what?
If everyone just tries to be a distraction, then I think
where's the
that's
main
called
force to
being
push in?
ineffective.
Yeah.
Who are they distracting for?
You also have someone up the in the defensive part. Who is this? Sam was knocked unconscious. Where is Opfor's sniper?
The helicopter actually landed and dropped off troops.
That's Saddam all the way over there.
Yeah, down south of Orlovets, finally.
Yeah, I figured they'd use that as an LZ after checking a bunch of other places, because you also have the 117 coming up. It didn't get up there in time to actually recon it properly, so they just took a risk.
Huh. Yeah, I honestly really like what Red 4 did. Kind of outposting a few guys on the ridges and hilltops to the point where they really control a lot of this terrain without directly having to have forces deployed, across wide swaths of land.
I'm pretty sure Lolo was the BLUFOR sniper, and he just got kicked off the server because his network had a hiccup. So that's BLUFOR's sniper gone.
That's right.
BLUFOR Alpha HQ is gonna get an engagement here soon, I think.
Who?
Alpha HQ down southwest.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Because there's a small 2-man Opfor position. That's going to at least alert Opfor that force is coming from that direction.
Yeah, these two guys up here.
Sorry that the
Space
frame
Cowboy
rate's so
Carl
bad,
and
guys.
Someone else. Artisan.
It's mission side. There's nothing I can do about, unfortunately. Oh, it hurts. I'm so sorry, guys.
He is laying in a good concealed position.
Guy on the right, though, he's seeable, but he is immediately blown away. Kevin is killed. And then that guy in the tree is immediately knocked out. Space Cowboy Carl down.
Him and a tree.
Whiplash on the flank.
Some grenades going over from blue.
Overflanking a little bit.
Ooh, that grenade taking out the BLUFOR guy who went down.
Here comes Whiplash. Oh, but he doesn't see him. Does he see him now? Yeah, he sees him now.
Yeah, he sees him.
249 to the back. And it takes
Also
the tree
takes
out.
that-
Ooh, but Space is back up as his battle buddies double tapped. Now we're seeing some shots from BLUFOR to Opfor all the way across the valley here. This is round 2.
Whiplash.
Ooh. And he pays for it.
Reverse Falcon. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Hey
That
there,
is
buddy.
very unfortunate for him.
It's normal frame rate for you, man. I'm sorry, buddy. Honestly, if I was on my old street laptop that I started my channel on, yeah, this would be my normal frame rate too. When you upgrade, you end up spoiling
Yeah,
yourself.
BLUFOR, solid control over Terminal 1. I don't think they've found it quite yet. I think they're in the process of clearing out the compound, and they should find it now. As I think that is Drake who appears to have found it. And there's the start of the hack. 90 seconds on the clock.
Yep, for Terminal 1.
We're gonna be going on alert. Terminal 2 as well should be starting their hack soon.
Yep, within a minute.
As this team gets in there.
Depends on how cautiously that group wants to play.
Let's give him a warning.
Yeah.
Y'all got any of them framed?
We'll see. Liru, my chat wants to ask, what's your favorite bird?
My favorite bird?
Yes.
Wow, that was 3 different answers. No. I guess I like cardinals.
My chat's being horny. They're saying, talking about spread eagle and tits and blue-footed boobies.
I see. So I just watched another BLUFOR guy get taken out. BLUFOR is being pushed now as Opfor is pushing that southern position. Looks like Filthy was just run over by his own car. The gunner of the armed Gaz was just taken out.
Oh! Triple 17 just got shot out. What shot him out?
There's the other hacker. Terminal, excuse me, hacked. It might have been the cord static to the north. Or it might have been a shot by, no, Gary has the Igla, so I think it was the cord. because the 117's armor is actually pretty thin.
Some bullet, because there was no explosion or
Yep,
anything.
and the gunner is firing up at where the cord is, but it was the driver that was taken out. But there's Terminal 1 hack, Terminal 2 still on that minute. And Opfor is just systematically taking out this small group down here. Hurton pulls out, kills the remaining gas driver. No, that was Finn, my bad.
And somehow we have, yeah, just Jib Style and
Space Cowboy right next to each other.
Yeah.
And Space just noticed it and blows his head off.
Oh, jeez.
A lot of that happening today.
Through the low frames and a ton of trees down.
Yep.
I can't tell what the hell is going on.
Purton being the last guy here. Or did... Nope, Flying Finn got in the Vic and he's leaving Purton behind. Okay.
I was going, hey, where you going?
Wait for me.
Hey, that's not my Vic. Oh, when he gets shot in the leg too, and he has to try and crawl up to it. Do they recognize that the car is friendly? I think they think it's friendly. Oh, and there goes Perryton.
Yep.
It's just gonna be Flying Finn there. And despite the red car on the map,
Wait for
that
me,
is
Filthy says.
BLUFOR, inside that car.
Alright, so main attack. That fight, I'm gonna be honest, is all irrelevant because Terminal 3 is about to be attacked. A lot of forces for QRF by Opfor were just pulled over there, so now BLUFOR, despite losing that fight, has an advantage here because they just have to take Terminal 3 and hold it for a minute and a half.
Yep, and now that Huey is doing some orbitals around Terminal 3, getting the infantry's head down and keeping them suppressed. We do see some 40 mils going out from Red 4 in return to the tree line. Actually, some decent shots.
Gary was
unlucky.
the Igla gunner, by the way. He was taken out by the 117 that shot and killed the driver there. So that Huey doesn't have to worry about any anti-air.
But does it know that?
Yes, exactly. So I think it's trying to be really defensive with its orbitals right now, but over time you're going to see him get lower and lower as he gets more comfortable with that position.
Fair enough.
And the main attack is about to begin. Yeah, right on, man. I got you.
Some nice suppressive fire. And yeah, this Charlie team getting as close as they can. That's really smart. They got a bit of terrain to work with, as well as this body of water to work around. Popping GL smokes to try and give themselves some concealment to try and push up, but
yeah, these ramps
gotta
really
be
do
very
hurt.
careful with those. They like to bounce very erratically.
And the attack is beginning. Now we do see Brennan running out on his own. He could go south and potentially be a really nasty thorn in BLUFOR's attack strategy. But instead, he is continuing to move down the field. He might run into BLUFOR Delta HQ instead.
Yeah, he seems to think that they're coming from this side, or this specific vector, but no, there's a whole squad. There's 2 squads to his left.
Now we need to see how does Opfor react to this attack on the actual objective. We do see the BMP. It is all the way to the north here. We're seeing tracer fire from it. But it looks like the BMP is instead focusing on a different direction where BLUFOR Delta 2 is. As a distractionary element, you do have QSX trying to suppress that angle with that PKP, but look at that smoke.
They're trying to break down
all
the
of those
wall.
are smoke grenades.
Busting on the wall, trees,
Yeah.
opening up that cover for BLUFOR to start pushing in. But all it's doing is opening a nice fatal funnel for Red Force to work around.
Maz is locking it down though with that machine gun, and the first BLUFOR guys getting to the AO are actually completely blown away.
Oh, absolutely blown away. Even with that fresh hole blown into it, into the compound, Red Force still very much able to defend. And here comes
Huey
that
now flying low.
very close.
I told you they would get comfortable with it.
Where's that BMP? It's actually on the move now. That Huey comes in close. That 14.5 millimeter rescripted cannon.
Yep.
Is going to do lots of damage to that helicopter if it flies slow like that again.
BLUFOR have lost quite a few people in the opening assault. I think that's the frames of Opfor being able to, keep their guns facing forward and take people out. I just watched one guy get blown up by his own grenade.
Blown to smithereens, yeah. Ooh, satchel charge.
Yep, explosives going off.
A bit of fence there, as well as some of the piping.
give him a warm welcome, shall we?
And you got Brennan coming on the rear of the remaining BLUFOR guys. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm just saying, BLUFOR's push kind of choked my side experiment.
Yeah.
Honestly, BLUFOR don't have that many number slots.
I think Opfor just read on Reddit a guy, and that guy was the guy that killed Vagrant, which is BLUFOR Command. It's just a framing nightmare.
Pretty much. Strike first and strike lucky. I think this combat engineer Eagle, I think he might have tried to take down the construction building. Not sure.
There's a commandeered BLUFOR guys. It's driving away though, was shooting at the rear of that Charlie group that came in.
That BMP is now inside the compound, and a rocket comes in immediately, cooks off that crew.
I agree, low
And
frames
they
are on the
roasting
side of the
inside there.
defenders. Oh, and you can hear them screaming.
Only for a second, and well, probably not anymore.
Yep. I think this is Finn solo crewing this. Huey is now flying really low and slow.
Again, just getting completely lucky and able to fly out of there.
K2 was just fired up at it.
Good shots from Finn.
Yeah, Finn picking people off with the gas.
He has a marksman rifle, but instead he'll take that PKT that he's got on top of the car. However, we do have here Space Cowboy Carl, the 249 of all things. Huey coming in again.
Who did he just kill? Finn just TK'd someone.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Now he's killing the other guys in Opfor. Yeah, so it was Carlson on the rear of these Opfor guys shooting at them. And then I think Finn thought he was Opfor, so he just killed him as Carlson was also shooting at the same dudes.
Huey finally lands and drops the two crew get out on the roof.
Nice.
So they're going to try and, I guess, help with the clearing from the top down.
Opfor's rushing in more forces.
Like you mentioned, the terminal does not show where it is as far as height, verticality.
Yep,
However,
it's on that third story. Pilot's going to touch it.
Yeah, Mountain able to start that hack. 90 seconds on the clock. And a couple of Red 4 are in here. We should see Poe try and make a push. As well
Mountain now preemptively throwing grenades down. Huey is destroyed. Building doesn't get taken out with it, though. Interesting.
I think this is a one-way trip, to be fair.
More grenades being thrown down as Mountain tries to lock this down.
Yeah, he's trying to get him on the stairwell.
Knocks him unconscious.
A little bit of lucky fragmentation takes him out. And now it is up to Platoon HQ. We also have Charlie 1 who came in here. That would be Chaos coming in. Trying to find an entrance here. And he's going to find a way inside. Spike is inside. But he needs to find his way up to that third floor as well.
Nice, Falcon. 38 seconds. Opfor just red on redded their own. What is up with the blue on blue and the red on red today?
I mean, Red 4 in this situation, very defensive, very chaotic. They're not responding well to taking it from both ends. They can't deal with the pressure that both ends are giving them right now.
Goddamn innuendos. Mountain has a grenade go off on the floor below him, but he is fine, thankfully. 13 seconds. If Opfor wants to make a play, they need to make it now.
10 seconds.
Mountain cover.
Oh, does he see him moving to the smoke? Yes, he does. Takes down one. He tries to go for it. Can't.
And the other guy comes up, and there's the hack completed.
Nice. And by gets it, I mean they get the hack. Hack is complete, and that is a GG for BLUFOR. 20 minutes left.
A little framey for my taste, but hey, that's A-okay. Yeah, that building's totally set to invincible.
Yeah. I like the idea
Sorry,
of throwing a satchel at the
Deuce.
bottom to blow the whole thing up.
Oh,
and then
wow. BLUFOR had completely owned the northern side. Look at the number difference right now.
yeah.
So even if they didn't win that, I mean, with 20 minutes remaining, I think BLUFOR still would have outperformed Opfor, unfortunately.